Pollination. For seeds to form, the male sex cells within pollen grains need to reach the female sex cells within the ovules. This process of transferring pollen grains from the anther of a stamen to the stigma of a pistil is called pollination. Think of it as the plant's way of getting its male and female parts to meet. Pollination can occur naturally or with human assistance, artificial pollination. Types of natural pollination. There are two main types of natural pollination. 1. Self-pollination. This occurs when pollen from the anther of a flower is transferred to the stigma of either the same flower or another flower on the same plant. Cross-pollination. This occurs when pollen grains are carried from the anther of one flower to the stigma of a flower on a different plant of the same species. Agents of pollination. Various agents help in carrying out cross-pollination. These include wind. Wind can carry lightweight pollen grains over long distances. Water. Some aquatic plants rely on water to transport their pollen. Insects, birds and animals. Many flowers attract these creatures with their bright colors, nectar and scent. As they visit flowers to collect nectar or pollen, they inadvertently carry pollen from one flower to another. Did you know? Some plants have evolved specialized features to attract specific pollinators. For example, flowers that are pollinated by bats often bloom at night and have a strong scent. Let's explore some of the primary agents involved in this process. Pollination by insects. Entomophily. Insects, such as bees, butterflies, and moths, are frequent visitors to flowers in search of nectar and pollen. As they flit from one flower to another, pollen grains stick to their bodies and are inadvertently transferred to the stigmas of other flowers, resulting in cross-pollination. This mutually beneficial relationship between insects and plants is a cornerstone of many ecosystems. To attract their insect pollinators, flowers have evolved various strategies, including vibrant colors, enticing scents, and the production of sweet nectar. Additionally, the pollen grains of insect-pollinated flowers are often sticky, ensuring they adhere to the insects' bodies. Examples of insect-pollinated flowers include roses, sunflowers, and orchids. Pollination by wind. Anemophily. Wind acts as a carrier for the pollen of many plants, particularly grasses, cereals like maize and rice, and some trees. These plants produce copious amounts of light dry pollen grains that can be easily dispersed by air currents. To increase the chances of successful pollination, wind-pollinated flowers often have long feathery stigmas that can capture pollen grains from the air. Wind-pollinated flowers typically lack showy petals, strong scents, or nectar, as they don't need to attract animal pollinators. Their stamens often have long filaments that expose the anthers to the wind, facilitating pollen release. Pollination by water. Hydrophily. Hydrophily, or pollination by water, is observed in aquatic plants, such as Hydrilla and Vallisneria. These plants possess lightweight flowers, adapted for buoyancy on the surface of water. Nectar is absent in these flowers, however they produce copious amounts of pollen. Typically, male and female flowers occur on separate plants. In Vallisneria, the submerged male flower detaches upon maturity and floats to the surface. The female flower, borne on a long stalk, also reaches the water's surface. Pollination is accomplished when the floating male flower contacts the female flower, facilitating pollen deposition on the stigma. Pollination by animals. Birds, squirrels, and bats can serve as pollination agents while seeking nectar from flowers. Such flowers are characteristically large, brightly colored, and often situated on tall trees. The silk cotton tree exemplifies this phenomenon. Artificial pollination. Artificial pollination is a technique used to create a new variety of plants that possess specific desired traits. In this process, two distinct varieties of a crop, each with desirable characteristics, are chosen. For instance, one variety might produce more grain, while another could be resistant to diseases. By selecting and crossbreeding these varieties through artificial pollination, a new plant variety is developed, which combines the beneficial traits of both parent plants. This process is known as hybridization, and the resulting plant is referred to as a hybrid. Several hybrid varieties of crops like wheat, rice, and maize have been successfully developed using this method. Process of hybridization. During the process of artificial pollination, for hybridization, the stamens of a bisexual flower are removed before their anthers mature. This prevents the flower from self-pollinating. The flower, still with its gynoecium female part intact, is then covered with a paper or muslin bag to ensure that only desired pollen can fertilize it, preventing any natural pollination from occurring. When the flower stigma matures, pollen grains from a selected plant are carefully placed on the stigma. This controlled pollination ensures that the desired traits from both parent plants can be combined. The seeds produced from this process develop into a new hybrid variety. These hybrids are typically superior to their parents as they combine desirable traits such as higher yield, better quality, and disease resistance, making them more robust and efficient for agriculture.